Scouting Report. Current date, Friday, February 6, 2026. Penn State Roster Overhaul. The Ames to Happy Valley Pipeline. The extensive roster overhaul at Penn State is the direct result of a seismic coaching change, the arrival of head coach Matt Campbell from Iowa State to replace James Franklin, who has since taken the helm at Virginia Tech. In an era defined by the transfer portal, Penn State's offseason movement is unprecedented in its scale and specificity. The Nittany Lions have added 39 transfers in the winter 2026 window. The defining characteristic of this class is not just the volume, but the source. 24 of the 39 incoming transfers are former Iowa State Cyclones, effectively following their head coach to State College. This mass migration has created a unique roster dynamic where the new players arguably know the coaching staff system better than the returning veterans. Key roster additions, the Iowa State package. The core of Penn State's new roster is essentially the 2025 Iowa State starting lineup transplanted into the Big Ten. Key additions include Rocco Becht, QB, the centerpiece of the transfer class. Becht, who starred for Campbell at Iowa State, provides an immediate plug-and-play starter who knows the offensive scheme inside and out. His backup, Alex Mansky, also transferred from Iowa State, securing the QB room's future. Carson Hansen, QB. Iowa State's leading rusher from the previous 2 seasons, brings proven production to the PSU backfield. Brett Eskleton, wide receiver, a productive receiver who adds reliability to a passing attack that will rely heavily on existing chemistry. Benjamin Brahmer, tight end, a standout tight end who flourished in Campbell's tight end-friendly offense in the Big 12. Defensive anchors. The defense adds familiarity with Ikena Ezigu, DN, and Marcus Neal Jr., DB, ensuring that new defensive coordinator and former Iowa State DC, John Haycock's 3-3-5 flyover defense can be installed with veterans on the field to direct traffic. Roster impact analysis. Penn State Nittany Lions, the gaining team. Immediate impact. High stability, low learning curve. Usually, a coaching change requires a year 0 rebuild. By importing 24 players who have already played for him, Matt Campbell has bypassed the installation phase. The offense and defense will likely operate efficiently from day one. Risk, talent ceiling questions. The primary concern is whether a roster core that competed in the Big 12 can physically match up with the upper echelon of the Big 10, Ohio State, Oregon, Michigan, immediately. Culture. The locker room dynamic will be the biggest hurdle, blending some 40 transfers who are loyal to Campbell with the some 40 surviving Nittany Lions who are recruited by Franklin will require delicate management to avoid a US versus them divide. Iowa State Cyclones, the source team. Immediate impact, catastrophic depletion. Iowa State has been effectively hollowed out. Losing a head coach is standard. Losing the starting QB, leading rusher, top tight end, and core defenders to that same coach is a worst-case scenario. Outlook. The new Iowa State staff faces a true rebuild-from-scratch situation. They must rely on their own portal additions and developmental recruits to field a competitive team in 2026. Virginia Tech Hokies, the destination for PSU departures. Immediate impact, the Franklin reunion. With James Franklin now at Virginia Tech, a significant portion of Penn State's departures have landed in Blacksburg. Key addition, Ethan Grunkenmeyer, QB. The former PSU quarterback followed Franklin to VT, giving the Hokies a signal caller groomed for Franklin's system. Outlook. Virginia Tech benefits from the PSU turn, gaining high-caliber athletes who were fits for Franklin's culture, but entered the portal once Campbell took over. Tennessee Volunteers, key individual gain. Impact. Tennessee secured one of the biggest prizes from the PSU exodus, linebacker Amara Campbell. Significance. Campbell was a defensive leader for Penn State. His move to Tennessee and reunion with former PSU DC Jim Knowles, who is also at a new spot, or provided the connection, bolsters the Vols' defense with an immediate impact starter. Summary table, the Great Shuffle. Team, status, primary gain or loss, key narrative, Penn State, rebranded, plus 39 transfers, 24 from Iowa State. Campbell imports his culture instantly, Iowa State East. Iowa State, decimated, lost HC plus core roster, must rebuild entire identity after mass exodus. Virginia Tech, beneficiary, plus James Franklin plus PSU departures, becomes the landing spot for Franklin loyalists, e.g. Grunkenmeyer. Tennessee, beneficiary, plus Alara Campbell, LB, snaps up a defensive star displaced by the coaching change.